Hello and welcome to this video in which I'll be reacting to the songs for Malta Eurovision Song Contest 2025.
A disclaimer. Israel shouldn't be allowed to participate at the Eurovision Song Contest 2025. The shortest and simplest reason being that I find the actions of the Israeli government to be abhorrent and their broadcaster isn't a separate entity. My reasons in their entirety, however, are numerous and too detailed for a disclaimer like this, but videos closely aligning with my point of view are listed in the description. I encourage you to watch those videos and do something. Further resources are added as and when they become relevant. I'll stop addressing this when it no longer needs to be addressed.
I know sort of nothing. I am also a little bit mad at them because they were released basically unannounced. I think we had about a 3-hour warning and 24 songs is quite a few to get through. But I'm also excited. Malta has some very interesting songs in their national sections usually, and some of them have interesting titles this year. I was fully expecting reacting to Dora to be my first video of the year, but here we are. Malta snuck in and got the first set of releases after all. It wouldn't be a video of mine if I didn't ramble a little bit at the start, so I'll ramble a little bit about how it seems like we've got a lot of mini dramas happening already this year, and the season hasn't even properly started yet, like it has officially, but we haven't really gotten to the national finals. But it's like withdrawal, disqualification, withdrawal, going to a different national final, disqualification. It seems everything is just crumbling a little bit. Nothing actually too dramatic has happened yet, but there's just all these little things and they add up. I'm not that fussed about most of the specific people because I don't know most of them, but I am a little bit saddened by Cassidy being disqualified from Malta Eurovision because I don't know their music, but I am aware of them. I've heard the name a lot and I was excited to hear what they were going to offer us. I don't know if they'll ever release that song and say that was what we were going to go to Malta Eurovision with. I have no idea. But yeah, they were also in Joe Kraut's music video for Bluza, but I'd also heard of them before that. So a little bit sad that Cassidy isn't taking part in Malta Eurovision. I don't know that they would have gone to Eurovision. I have no idea what the song would have been like, so it's okay, but that's the drama or disqualification that affects me the most right now. Apart from obviously clickbait and Dobrodošli. On a more positive note, I don't know if you remember, but last year I crocheted this where I made the little blue blue heart first. But it has resulted in slightly wonky edges because I made it and then added it and kept going back and forth. But I'm now figuring out how to crochet with 2 colours, and this was my first attempt based off of a grid of making the Eurovision heart. It went pretty wonky because turns out when you're crocheting in a circle it basically turns into bricklaying and not a directly square grid, so, and it keeps going half a square backwards effectively. So this was meant to be the Eurovision heart, and it would be if you like stretch it the right way, but I've adjusted for those issues, and I've got something kind of similar, except this time the issue is that the black wool is the thinner wool, so now there's like holes in it effectively, but the shape is already better, so I'm figuring it out. And I think that's pretty exciting and nice, and this I did literally make today, so I did have other plans for this afternoon. I wanted to organise my apartment a little bit, but now I'll be reacting to Malta's songs, which is also okay. I'm curious about them, don't have high expectations for anything, just a few interesting titles. I don't know any of the people to the best of my knowledge, so yeah, I'm also excited because it seems like there's a good playlist that I found, and it looks like they've all uploaded the same kind of music video. I know that they were all filming them. We saw behind the scenes photos of that because the Maltese delegation is pretty good at teasing Malta Eurovision Song Contest, which is nice. So I'm very excited about this. If they've got subtitles as well, that's wonderful, because having the videos be in one place, ideally on YouTube in a playlist uniformly with the same kind of video for everyone, just makes it the easiest to compare. So I'm very excited about that aspect of it, and we'll see how the songs actually are themselves as well. Alright, I'll get back to you once I've listened to the 24 songs for Malta Eurovision Song Contest 2025. Robin and I have listened to the 24 songs for Malta Eurovision Song Contest, and it's been interesting. I think a little more varied than last year as well. I have made a My Top 24 with the help of my Eurovision scoreboard, but I don't think my middle ranking is particularly accurate, so I think I'm just going to give you my top 10. But to be honest, I think a lot of these songs have potential. I think the videos were an interesting solution. To me, better than their weird super early semi-finals. Serving a similar purpose, we see their style of performance. We don't hear how they sound live, but that wasn't really so representative during show last year either, because the audio quality wasn't that great, is what I remember. So I don't think that it was that representative of their ability to sing live anyway, and they weren't really performing the songs either in terms of having elaborate costumes and dancers much, and it was just a little bit strange overall. So I think this is a sort of half a step backwards, but much easier for everyone to deal with. The artists who know that they don't have to be performing it live or like half live. Everyone has the same studio. They're all released at the same time, which also helps because the amount of time it took for Malta's national section last year was a little bit long. And I prefer this. I do just prefer this. So that's nice that they've done it this year. We get the lyrics on screen immediately. I don't think that was the case last year. And speaking of last year, I was so wrong about not knowing these people. I just didn't remember their names clearly or didn't read them properly. But there's at least 6 or 7 people that I recognise from last year, so I apologise. But quite a few of the songs made it into my top 10, so, you know, I don't hate you. There were like 300, I think, or something, national final songs to listen to last year. I don't think I'm going to remember everyone's just name. Once I see their face, yeah, okay. But I didn't remember the names. There are quite a few interesting singing techniques as well, but I'll mention that as I get to it. And it seemed like there were some wrong lyrics too. Like, I heard something completely different. Not, like, I could imagine how you could hear someone saying the lyrics that were on screen, but to me it makes way more sense within context of the song and stuff that it was different lyrics, but that happened somewhat often. But it's cool to see their performance style with these videos, even if it's not a true live performance or anything. This is a really, really good compromise that they've found between show, a true semi-final, national final, and everyone just doing whatever they want for the music videos. This makes it more uniform as well and easier to compare. So I really like this version of releasing the songs for a national final. And they have a nice little logo. It's a fun one. Alright, I'm going to stop rambling. In my 10th spot I do have Aziza by Kurt Kalea. I don't speak Maltese, I don't know how to pronounce letters. I'm very, very sorry. It was fun and a little bit disco-y, a little bit dated, but, you know, with a cool staging it could work. In my 9th spot I've got Hajliet, maybe, by Dario Bezzina and Zapilioni. I don't know. It was pretty dramatic, but very boppy. I liked it. I'm curious about the final staging, if there's going to be some particularly traditional costumes or something, but it's definitely a fun song to consider for Malta Eurovision. In my 8th spot I do have Canto by Miriana Conde, obviously play on words, but generally fun lyrics in the song. Some of them a little bit maybe overused on the internet, so I don't know if this song won't be terribly dated in 5 years. I imagine so. TikTok ready, it's fun. I like the play on words. In my 7th spot I've got Breaking the Cycle by Miguel Bonello. The production was okay. If this somehow were to be what goes to Eurovision, I would definitely like a revamp. But I like the lyrics within the song and how they relate to each other. That sometimes really doesn't work with some of these national final songs. So I enjoy that aspect in the performance style from Miguel. So I'm curious to see what the actual true life performance is like in the actual semi-final. In my 6th spot I've got Yo Listen by Martina Borg. It was interesting. Uncommon for Eurovision styles, but it was really vibey. I really, really liked listening to it, and it would definitely stand out. I don't think we're going to be getting anything like this from any other country, not in a normal year anyway. Maybe everyone just goes crazy and we have a really strange year for genres, but this isn't something we usually get, so it definitely stand out on that front, and I would really enjoy listening to it at Eurovision. Did just have a small coughing fit, which is why I maybe look like this. In my 5th spot is Heaven Sent by Christy Spiteri. It's very attention grabbing. She's got a good attitude. It sounds like she has a powerhouse vocal. Like, she'd also be very good live. And it just is fun. Like, very, very fun. With the e as well. And I just really enjoyed the lyrics. It's a good package song. In my fourth spot, I've got Concrete by Nathan, where I really like and appreciate the lyrics, that they're, once again, cohesive to the song, to each other. The song production didn't love, but it was okay. This song is mostly so far up for the lyrics, I think, but I do also like Nathan's performance style from last year as well. I remember liking Ghost, so yeah, I'm curious to see how this will do. In my third spot, I've got Whistleblower by Hayley, which obviously it's so fun that she's actually using whistling sounds in the song. That's not what I associate with being a whistleblower. What she's describing is more being a gossip to me, but who knows, maybe I'm not really understanding what a whistleblower is. I mean, I understand if you're spilling big, important secrets, that's being a whistleblower, but it seems like the scale is a bit different. And I do like that there's some Maltese in the bridge as well, but the chorus was lazily written. I think there could have been lyrics in the chorus. If there's a good reason to not have them, I'd be glad to know, and then I'll concede. Sure, having la 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 in the chorus makes sense, but I think there could have definitely been lyrics in the chorus. This is going to be a challenge. In my second spot, I've got La la ratata keke la la rata kaboom. Wow, just did that first try from memory. Means it's more memorable than I thought. It's just very fun. It's a little bit ethnic, a little bit electronic. Reminds me of Tretinul again, Moldova 2022. But I also like the title. Obviously, that's a gimmick. Well, to me, that's a gimmick. Maybe it means something in Maltese. Maybe there's background that I'm missing, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. I think I'm done saying that title for now. I would love it to go to Eurovision, and everyone has to be saying that. That'd be so entertaining. We'll probably all just end up saying the La La song or something, but whatever. I like La La Rata Ta Keke La La Rata Kaboom. I like the song. I really do, and I like these fun songs at Eurovision. Malta's got a little bit of a non-qualification streak going. Last time they were in the final was 2021, so I don't see what's the harm in setting something like this. Obviously, it also needs to be performed well live on the stage, but just listening to these versions, I really enjoyed it. And my number one is Lap Lap Talk Talk by Stefan Galea, which I loved immediately, and then I went onto his Instagram to see, like, what have you been up to this whole time? And through that, I found out he's got 5 posts, and also that the song was co-written by Matt Black, which makes so much sense. It makes so much sense. But I really want Malta to send something like this, and I think Matt Black deserves to go to Eurovision at some point as well, for sure. But this is just a really fun song. Really fun song. It's got really big potential. I don't know what the final staging will be and stuff, but if it's done right, it's got massive potential. I think it could be in the top 10 even if we like push it to its limits. It's just very enthralling right away. The start is interesting, and then it's just so entertaining. And there seems to be a dance break at the end, which Eurovision fans tend to love. So I really like Lab Lab Talk Talk, but I'm curious to hear what everyone else has got to say. So I'll start off by going into my Eurovision scoreboard, where Cantera is clearly number 1. No way! La ra ra ta ta keke la la ra ta kaboom is number 1. That's so fun! I'd love that. Christy Spiteri is number 2, which I think is Heaven Sent. Yes, it is. And then Miriana Conte, which is Cant. Kelsey Belante, I didn't speak about her. Why are you singing 365? Yeah, that makes sense. That I figured Eurovision fans would like that. And then Adria Twins. Yeah, I like them. The Maltese songs seem to have grouped in my ranking just outside of the top 10, most of them. So that's a little bit unfortunate, because I do like hearing native languages at Eurovision. Obviously, English is apparently also a native language in Malta, but languages other than English, I like hearing at Eurovision. That's interesting that those are the top 5. Then it's Hayley, Victoria, Justine Schoffitt, Krista Schuyak, and then Stefan Galea is number 10. Nathan's number 11. I'm surprised that Stefan Galea is number 10. I figured he'd be higher up in Eurovision fans' rankings overall, but maybe that will still change. Cantera does have a somewhat clear margin already. It's a 600-point difference to second place. Between second and third, there's like 150 points. Mark Anthony Bartello is last place, and second to last is Kurt Anthony. I think really the top 3 has a lot of points, maybe 4, and then it does just kind of drop down a bit, and then all of the other songs are steadily less and less liked. But Cantera is, right now, in a clear lead among Eurovision fans, which I really didn't expect. It is just fun. It is really fun, and I'd love it at Eurovision. But I'd also like Lab Lab Talk Talk at Eurovision, so... I don't know, I'd like most of those songs that I mentioned at Eurovision, but obviously we can't get all of them. We can only get one. Slash, I guess if someone ends up somehow going to San Marino, maybe two. But I'm excited for Malta Eurovision Song Contest. I don't know that I'll be watching it. I think there's other things happening on the same day. Probably I have other priorities. 8th of February. That is the same day as Vidbir and Supernova and UMK. I mean... depending on the exact timings, I might squeeze a few of them in on that day. So maybe if there's nothing... I mean, Supernova already's got a good lineup. I don't know. None of them are like yelling out at me, yes, I need to be watching that. Because, well, obviously, whatever Poland's national section is, I try and prioritise that. It's on Valentine's Day this year. I try to prioritise Sanremo. I do prioritise Sanremo. I tried to prioritise Germany's national section, but this year I'm at a Joe Klein concert instead. I wish the days were different, but they're not. But yeah, everything else I just kind of pick and choose as the day goes on. Whatever I can find easily on YouTube or on the broadcaster's website or whatever. Anyway, that's irrelevant. I'm open to watching Malta Eurovision Song Contest this year, depending on how the day goes. But I'm not completely convinced either. Obviously, I'll watch a couple more performances. Robin, you're in my microphone cable. Please don't. No. Okay. Okay, Robin decided I think we need a different framing. I will watch quite a few of the performances afterwards, if I don't end up watching Malta Eurovision Song Contest live. But it's a nice lineup. I enjoyed listening to them. More than I thought I would, to be honest, because I was a bit annoyed that they were released with almost no warning, but whatever. That's all that I've got to say about the songs for Malta Eurovision Song Contest 2025, but please do leave your thoughts down in the comments below. I'm actually curious. I love listening to other people's opinions. People telling me I missed out on a song because I didn't put it in my top 10. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I've got a weird moment. I'm like, yeah, okay, duh, that should have been in my top 10. Sometimes people don't agree with what I've got as my number one. I'm open to hearing that as well, because... once again, could have a weird moment. But genuinely, if you've got any thoughts about the songs for Malta Eurovision Song Contest 2025, do leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Also, like the video if you literally liked watching it, and share it with someone else who you think might enjoy watching the video too. Subscribe to the channel for more Eurovision 2025 and beyond content. But thank you ever so much just for watching the video though. That's a great help as it is. I really do hope that you enjoyed it, that gets me out of it. I'll see you in the next one, and that shows up on your feed. Bye! Hello and welcome to this video, in which I'll be reacting to the songs for Eurovision Malta Song Contest 2025. But didn't realise I'm this tired.